Welcome to Heavy Metal Monday.
Hey, it's Coach Mike Capiglione coming to you here live from Varsity House Gym. Welcome back for another edition of Heavy Metal Monday. I hope you enjoyed my video last week on the breakdown and execution of the box squat. Plus my two songs that I did that week was The Four Horsemen by Metallica and As I Am by the band Dream Theater. So I hope you guys enjoyed those songs and exercise, and welcome back for another episode. So today we're going to spend some time. The exercise today we're going to talk about is called the bamboo bar bench. Okay, now this may be foreign to some of you, so that's really one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. The bamboo bar was foreign to me. A few years ago, we went out, me and the guys from Varsity House went out to a gym called Westside Barbell out in Ohio. We spent 4 days out there, and that was the first time that I ever even used the bamboo bar on the bench press, and was introduced to me. Westside Barbell, if you don't know what it is one of the most premier powerlifting gyms in the country. Some of the strongest guys and women in the country are there, so it was a really great experience to spend some time out there and squat and bench and work out with some of the strongest guys in the country. Really learned a lot, and we actually purchased the bar right there. Okay, so we're going to get into a description of how to execute the correct bamboo bar bench press, and we'll talk about grip variations. We'll talk about some overhead strict press variation that you can also do with it, and it's great to add to your program, and we're going to get into it. Make sure you, at the end of the video, stay tuned, because not only am I going to give you my heavy metal song of the week, but I'm also going to give you my first trivia for Heavy Metal Monday. Okay, so let's get started here with the bamboo bar bench press. Okay, first things we went over when we did the football bar bench previously on a few episodes ago on really how to set up when we start benching. So I'm not going to go too crazy into how I want you to sit on the bench, so we'll go through it quickly, and then I'll talk about the grip variations I want you to take on the bar. Okay, so make sure we're sitting. Okay, opening of the bench, we fall back, get ourselves under the bar. I always like to move the bamboo bar or bench, whatever barbell I'm using, towards the edge of the J-hooks. The first grip that I'm going to take here on the bamboo bar is a wide grip. I'm going to take my index finger. There's a black line right here. Okay, and you're going to put your index finger on that black line. This is going to be our wide grip variation. Feet are back, knees and hips are out, hips are flexed. I'm trying to dig my shoulder blades and upper back into the bench before I even take it out. Got a strong grip. I'm going to breathe in, and I'm going to take it out slowly, okay, because the kettlebells are moving, okay? So we don't want to take it out too fast and too hard, then the bar is really going to be moving. So I really want to lock down my stabilization. I'm going to breathe in, pull it down to right below my chest, extend and push, breathe in, breathe in, and then rack it. Okay, the next grip that we're going to take is our neutral grip. So this grip is going to be basically between the inside black line and the outside black line. Okay, so this is my neutral grip. Basically going to break that line right into half, those two lines. Take my grip, feet back, everything's set up. Breathe in, take it out with control, stabilize the bar before we go down. Rack it. Okay, and the last grip we're going to take is the close grip. Okay, and we're going to put our index finger on the inside black line. Okay, lock in your grip, feet back, breathe in. Okay, so next we want to talk about why you would use the bamboo bar bench and how to set up correctly and what your set and rep scheme should be with the bamboo bar bench. Okay, so why would you use the bamboo bar? Okay, one reason is shoulder stabilization. Okay, as you can tell, when I take the bamboo bar out, it's really moving. And it really teaches me how to engage my upper back and keep my shoulders locked in. Something that a lot of people do not understand how to do and how to perform a correct bench press. A lot of times when people take the bar out, you can tell right off the bat that the shoulders are loose, the upper back is loose, and they're not pulling the bar down. Okay, when I was taught how to bench press, I was taught when I pulled the bar down in the eccentric motion of the movement, I was taught to actually think about pulling the bar down and flexing my upper back and engaging my lats and keeping my shoulders tight. With the bamboo bar, you have to do that. If you don't do that, the bar is going to be moving all over the place. You have to lock that in and really learn how to engage that. So it does a really great job of keeping that in mind and locking everything down. 2, okay, is for rehab, okay, blood flow. Remember, blood heals, okay, so whether you're an in-season athlete or you're coming off a shoulder injury or a bicep injury. So recently, like I told you previously in my first 2 episodes, I told you previously I had a bicep injury a few months ago that required surgery. So now coming back and been training consistently, I've been including a lot more bamboo bar work to my upper body workouts to help increase the blood flow in the shoulders, the blood flow in the triceps, in the forearms. Remember, blood heals. So I want to do some high reps and really kind of get the blood pumping to the chest. And it's been a great way to work my stabilizers while I've been coming back and rehabbing and everything. So rehabbing, in-season training, the bamboo bar is a terrific thing to be utilizing in your gym. So if you do not have it, it's a really cool variation to start adding to your program. Next, we want to talk about how do we set up the bamboo bar bench. Okay, so let's talk about the setup of a bamboo bar. First, if you have a bamboo bar in your gym, it's going to come with 3 different slots to place the band on. An inside slot, the middle slot, and the outside slot. I'll use all 3, change up the variations. The outside one is a little bit harder because it's farther away from you, so it really puts a little more flexion on the bar. So it's a little bit tougher if you use the outside one, and obviously you get closer to the inside, it gets a little bit easier. As you can tell here, I have a kettlebell hooked up to a band, a double looped band. This setup is pretty simple, okay? You can either use one band with one kettlebell. If you want to add weight, you can get another band or another kettlebell and put it in the middle. You can get almost all 3 slots working, or you can put 2 kettlebells on one band. It really doesn't matter. It's just however you want to do it. It's just a variation. Okay. If you don't have kettlebells, you can attach plates, a 10-pound plate hooked up with the band. So there's different ways. If you don't have a kettlebell, get the plate going. If you do not have a bamboo bar, a couple other variations you can use is a PVC pipe. I'm not an extreme fan of the PVC pipe. There's an extreme amount of flexion in that. Plus, there's a little bit of a danger factor to that because with the flexion, the band can slide off. Here, as you can tell, the edges and the grooves, the band is locked in. It can't slide off. So the PVC pipe almost has too much flexion, and the band can actually slide off. So that's a little dangerous. I don't really recommend that, but it is a variation. Also, you can use a regular bench. A buddy of mine goes to a public gym. He doesn't have the opportunity to use a bamboo bar, so he uses a regular 45-pound bar, attaches the band and a kettlebell to it, and it adds some, an unstable factor to it. Not as much as the regular bamboo bar, because the regular 45-pound bar is much more tight and without a lot of flexion. So the bamboo bar, you can't really mimic the bamboo bar. But if you don't have it, those are a couple variations. And one other variation would be an exercise variation, and that would be the overhead press. When we went out to Westside Barbell, I was asking a lot of the guys there, do they overhead press a lot? And a lot of them were, no, we don't overpress at all. So when I talked to Louis Simmons, I was like, besides using it for the bench press, do you ever utilize it for an overhead press or for some more shoulder and trap and upper back stabilization? And he said no. And he's like, why don't you give it a shot and let me know how it goes? So I actually, when I came back from there, I started doing some overhead press with it. And if you have a hard strongman day or a hard training day and you come back and you want to get some blood flow to the area and just kind of get a good workout in, then taking the bar and doing an overhead strict press with it is tough, man. I usually do it for a high volume, so usually I'll go for 3 to 4 sets of 25 reps usually, and that really gets you pumping. And with this bar, that's pretty much the set and rep scheme that I utilize a lot, even with my clients. I don't usually use it for max effort, although you can use it for max effort, and which I will put a link connected to this video of me and Coach Dan going for basically a max effort set on this. We both hit 220 for 10 on the bar, and I think the capacity of this bar is 300 pounds. So that was probably the most max effort work I've ever done on this bar, but most of the time myself and the clients is about blood flow, so I'll usually do 3x20, 4x25, depends on what the program calls for. Okay, so next, we want to talk about my heavy metal song of the week. Okay, so for this song for this week, I'm going to add a little something to it. It's going to be my first trivia question, okay, on Heavy Metal Monday, and we'll get into that in a couple seconds. But for this song, okay, it's going to come from a band called Hatebreed. Okay, I've been listening to these guys for a very long time. They're a little bit more on the hardcore version, you know, not so much thrash, a little bit more of a hardcore type brand of metal. Their songs are usually about 3 to 3.5 minutes to 4 minutes, a little bit shorter, okay, but they have some of the best breakdowns in heavy metal that I've ever heard. Jamie Jasta is the frontman for Hatebreed. He's a great frontman in heavy metal, gets around to do a lot of collaborations, a lot of other projects with a lot of other metal groups. So they're really, in that genre of hardcore metal, they are to me the #1 metal band to go to. So, and the song we're going to do is a song called Ghosts of War. Okay, now this song is not originally theirs, so this is going to lead me to my first trivia question on my Heavy Metal Mondays. My first trivia question for this Heavy Metal Monday is going to be, what band is the original song creator for Ghosts of War? This was a cover song that Hatebreed done on their album called For the Lions, and there's a bunch of other cover songs on that For the Lions album, and this is the first song on that album. I think they nailed it down. I think it's one of the best heavy metal covers, and it has one of the best breakdowns. Really a hardcore song, awesome metal song. So the trivia question is, once again, what song to the original band does that belong to? Okay, now, first person to come to me in the gym or contact me through social media with the correct answer will get a song of their choice dedicated to them on one of the next few episodes of Heavy Metal Mondays. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me today. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button. Please leave me a comment or a question. I'll soon get back to you. Make sure you check us out at Varsity House Gym. Until then, I'll see you next week. Stay heavy.